Greetings, personal governors. I'm JP.WATKINS. And today's topic is going to be about gratitude. And this is really going to just be about gratitude in general. A lot of times, I don't know what you're going through. You may be going through a breakup. You may have just got laid off from your job. Maybe you just found out that you got some kind of chronic illness or a terminal illness. I don't know what you're going through. I don't know what brought you here. But I want you to just take a moment and exhibit some gratitude. Because if you're able to listen to this, you've definitely survived up to this point. You survived hard times. So one night I was out walking and I ran into this young lady. She was homeless, and we just had, just conversating. And as we got to talking this and that, and I could clearly tell she was homeless because she had the big shopping cart and she was this and that, and we were going the same direction. So we just started talking and so on and so forth. But she started sharing some things with me. And I talked about, coming from a resource restricted background, being a former felon, being able to slowly turn myself around, turn my life around. And I expressed that, hey, even though I was able to go back and get this advanced education, I'm still struggling because these felonies have really locked me out of a lot of opportunities. But then she got to really breaking some things down. And one of the things that she broke down that was really profound to me was, she was like, guess what? She was like, a lot of times as the homeless people, we get harassed for being homeless. We get harassed for having these carts. She's like, but people think we just stealing the carts. She's like, no, we're protecting the few assets that we do have. If we get anything of any value, anything, if we leave it, somebody else homeless will come take it. And it just made me think about it. She's like, she's like I'm out here at nighttime. Right now I'm out in Southern California. She's like, I come out at nighttime. It's too hot to be trying to drag all this stuff around in the daytime. And she's like, hey, you get stuck. She's like, you get stuck. Once you fall down this low, it's really hard to get up. You don't have no address. If you can't keep your hygiene together, you go somewhere trying to get a job, no one's going to hire you because they can smell you from across the street. And she said, I'm a woman. I have a monthly cycle. She said, right now, if a dog comes and want to relieve itself on the sidewalk, what happens to that dog? The dog craps and keep on going. She said, as a woman on my monthly cycle, I gotta, through the daytime I can find somewhere. I can go to the library. I can go to some of these different fast food restaurants to keep myself together. But if my cycle is heavy and I need to change myself, if I'm on the side of a building or in the shadows of the dark, trying to change myself, I get caught, that's indecent sport. She's like, so in many ways, these animals have more rights than we do. I was like, wow. And she was like, in America, she was like, not only is it inhumane to be homeless, she's like, it's un-American. She's like, if you can't consume, and she's like, I'm not just talking about consuming things like soap and food and phones, and she's like, I'm talking about consuming information. She's like, if I don't have access to Google, that's un-American. She's like, a lot of times we got places where we can get food, warm food, or whatever, they have it on food. She's like, but guess what happens? What happens if it's a recall for E. coli with certain lettuce or something? What happens if it's a recall about this peanut butter being bad? We don't have access to different emergencies. Just the other day, 2 days back to back, just yesterday, it was an earthquake. That made me think about the homeless people. They don't know if it was, they just know it was an earthquake. They don't know if it was a 6.4. They don't know if it was a 7.1. They're locked out of access. Now, I'm not causing blame. I don't know, because, and that's the other thing she talked about. She's like, she said she had a lot of issues, mental health issues, where she had episodes of mental health, So, and I get it. Some people got mental health issues. Some people have health issues. Some people are disabled. Some people maybe made poor choices. I'm not here to distribute blame. What I am here is to distribute gratitude. Man, whatever you're going through, if you're at the end of life cycle, reflect on the good times. Because we all know one thing about life, none of us get out of it alive. So it's just a matter of when. We all come to go. But I want you to take this moment, reach out, focus on what you can do. If you've been laid off, reach out and encourage somebody else. Somebody else been laid off too. If you're fighting for your life, reach out and encourage somebody else. Reach out to your kids, to your loved ones. If you don't have loved ones, reach out to your neighbors, speak to your nurse, anybody that you see. Focus on what you can do. Tell people to be thankful, because tomorrow is not promised. The next moment is not promised. And when I talk about personal governance, I always talk about focusing on the things that we can do. And you can do this. And I always talk about governing our attitude. Because sometimes we just think, oh man, it's over. I done been laid off, it's over. My wife leaving me, it's over. I done been diagnosed with cancer, it's over. I'm asking you to be grateful and to be resilient. Fight through this. Be grateful for the things that you survived. And tell yourself, everything that I've been up to this point, I survived. And I'm going to continue to thrive. Even if not physically, I'm going to survive in spirit. Let everything build your character. And nothing break your spirit. That's my time for the day. If you haven't subscribed, please consider. In the meantime, persist, believe, and achieve.